if I was a super, super powerful celebrity, in my writer, it wouldn't be expensive things. It would be like weird, like I would get weird with it, where it's like, oh, I need like a drawing that you drew from when you were a child. So for someone needs to put like
a child's drawing.
Something that's like, wait, what?
I want a dog that can paint in my in my room with me.
Something like obscure, like that is just like, oh, okay. Like I need a musical instrument that you own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm asking for something from you.
You're asking for witch ingredients.
Yes.
You're like,
yes.
I need a true love's first kiss.
Yeah.
A butterfly's thoughts.
I need you to let a wild pigeon loose in my room.
A wake-up call from your mom.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh,
great.
I need a phone call from your mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
well,
that's
if it's
crazy.
Tommy's mom, I can just turn over.
That rocks, dude. That rocks, dude. You get a high five for that. That rocks, dude. That rocks, dude. Awesome.
we gotta add that in the episode.
That rocks, dude.
Oh, all right.
Add it in the episode.
That's
God
awesome.
damn.
That's
Thanks, man.
awesome.
Okay.
Okay, well.
All right. And okay. Hi. Welcome to Smosh Mouth. I'm Shayne.
And I'm I forgot I'm hosting. And I'm Damian Haas. And joining us today is our very special guest.
Tommy.
Hey, I'm here too.
Do they say their names? I feel like they're
Amanda says their names.
Okay, let me be like Amanda.
Yeah, be like Amanda.
Ow! Ow! It's like a character she's doing now.
Yeah.
Like, hi, I'm Damian Haas, Lehan-Canto. And joining us today is Tommy Bo.
That's me. Thank you, Amanda Lehan-Canto,
Thank
Damian
you.
Haas.
I'm pregnant again.
Oh, no.
We so when we realized this episode was happening,
Yeah.
we got very excited because we realized all three of us share a common interest, and that this episode today is going to be our only opportunity for us to delve into a topic we oddly don't delve into much at Smosh.
Yeah.
Given that we based
Started
the
with
entire
it.
channel off of that. Well, the
Yeah.
Power
It
Rangers
is the
song, and then
foundation of. It's the only reason that.
It's the rock
It's
upon
a
which
wrap.
our church was built.
Exactly. Hallelujah.
And that is Pokemon.
Right.
Woo! Check out this gasoline
Love
on
it.
my sweater.
Love it. People at home, there's a gasoline on the
for
sweater.
our listeners, yeah. And Tommy has an unknown sweater.
That I forgot to bring because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't own any Pokemon clothing.
We'll change that.
We can change that.
I got a couple extra shirts in the wardrobe right now. I got an Oddish shirt,
That's great.
and I got a.
How many Pokemon-themed clothing items do you think you own?
I think it's just these three that I brought.
Okay. I'm probably pronouncing so many Pokemon wrong.
Oh, same.
You know what I think has its own, like, the official pronunciation feels like it's wrong?
Yeah.
Delibird, the one that looks like Santa, because it gives you gifts and it looks like Santa. I think it should be delivered.
I think that's the point.
I think
Is
that's
like
the
he's
point.
a mail
Delivered.
carrier.
But
Delivered.
it is Delibird, though.
Delibird,
That's
like
insane.
cold cuts.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
No.
I have a hard time with the we're getting into it. I have a hard time with the Pokemon that are just named like a thing, like it's like
Seal.
Scyther, and it's like, oh, and then it evolves into Scissor.
It's
Caesar.
I know. Okay, Caesar Milan.
Yeah.
No, it's Scissor. I was going through the Pokedex last night, and I was just like, holy shit! One, so many, but
So
two,
many.
I was like, man, some of these names, you don't like really think about them too much,
No, not really.
and then you see it, and you're like, oh, that's Scissor. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Did you
Delivered.
not- did you not
I sat
think
there
about
and I
that?
laughed out loud reading Delivered. Where I'm just like, oh, it's just like, oh, delivered.
My package was delivered.
Your package was delivered.
So glad it got delivered today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Houndour kills me because I was always like, oh, Houndour and Houndoom. No, it's Houndour.
It's
Demi,
Houndour.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Like
sorry.
hour, like the hour of the day.
Like you're feeling dour, like it's a dour mood.
no,
and then there's a
God.
doom mood.
Jeez.
Dour.
And then there's Seal.
And then there's Seal.
It's Seattle. No, I'm kidding.
Seattle.
Seattle. It's Seattle.
Okay.
We all love Pokemon here.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
When did all of our Pokemon love begin? What was do you remember your moment that you
I
got
do.
into Pokemon? Because it's for all of us, probably a long time ago.
Second grade. They had those Game Boy commercials where like a bunch of Pokemon pop up and then like
Like in the
someone
bus?
vacuums them up and they're like, and I was like, oh, whatever this game is, it looks fun. I want that, I think. And then I was sitting in the library, second grade, and looking at the back of a magazine. There was like a Pokemon advertisement with like a little comic attached to it. And I was like, oh, there's more to this. And my best friend at the time was like, oh yeah, me and other best friend, like we've been watching this for a while. I was like, wait, what TV show? What do you mean? And it was that moment that I learned all about it, like all at once. And then I was just all in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cards game right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't remember what grade I did. I don't remember what single grade I went to school for, but whatever grade I was in school for, I think I got a Game Boy for Pokemon. I don't have the memory of like being like, oh, I want this.
Yeah.
But my parents were good at like gift. I'm an only child, so I got spoiled with like the gift giving of it all when I was younger.
Nice.
Thank you. So I remember playing the original Pokemon and kind of being alone in that. And it wasn't until Gen 2 when more people started playing, specifically when I got to Crystal, because I think I had Gold and Silver and I started playing that. And then I don't think my parents knew that they were different or that they were basically the same game over and over. So they were just like, okay, there's another one. Wow, geez. All right. So I got Crystal, and the Crystal has like 2 frames of animation. I remember being like, it moved, yes. And then from then on, I was like fully locked in, like hardcore. But I remember still having like they used to have like booklets on how to beat a game.
Yes.
Yeah. Prima official strategy.
Exactly.
Official strategy guide. Or
The
whatever.
official strategy guide before the internet was really a thing. And I remember just like reading it like it's a book.
Yeah.
Looking at the art and just being like, wow, this is the coolest
Like,
thing
can I
ever.
bring my Game Boy in the car? No. Can I bring this book? Yeah.
Yes.
And then
And
you
it's
would,
like basically have it. I remember we had the one for Pokemon Red, and I think we still have it. Like,
Whoa.
I think
That's
it was
awesome.
like years. It's like how decades will pass.
Yeah.
And you go to your parents' house, and then you'll like find a relic, and
Yep.
it's like, oh right, my parents don't throw anything out, so I found this thing.
Hell yeah.
In a drawer like somewhere that's just not been looked at for
That's
so long.
amazing.
Like it's
kept
Cleopatra's
your room
tomb,
pristine.
but it's but
They're
I'm just like,
one
oh,
day
and
you'll move home.
I'm pretty sure I still have it.
Wow.
You
that
should find
Pokemon
it.
Red thing, because I think I'm never gonna throw it out. Whenever I
Right.
see it, I'm like, this is so cool, and then I just
Yeah.
like put it
And
away.
you put it right
again.
back. Yeah.
I know I think I have all my Pokemon, my Game Boy games. Actually, my brother might have them.
I know I sold those 2 to a friend like when I was in like 5th grade because I was like, oh, I've moved on to like the new
You made a
ones now.
sale
and
in 5th grade?
Yeah, well, I was like, I want money for this other video game, and my friend wanted to buy them for like $20 each. So I was like, yeah,
Whoa,
sure.
okay.
Wow.
But I do remember, speaking of those little booklets, the one
Yeah.
that came in the game with the Game Boy game, the perfect little square. I was looking at like the typing matchups, and it was the first time I'd ever like seen or read the word psychic, and I didn't know what it was. And so I asked my parents, like I remember being in the car and being like, "What is Pissy Chick?" and
The Pissy
a
Chicks?
really
I
good
love
band,
listening
yeah.
to them. Yeah.
and they got mad at me. They were like, "Damien, you know what you're saying? Like, don't do that."
You're
I'm
like,
like,
"I don't."
I really don't." But now I do. and
And
oops.
Yeah. Ooh, Pissy
and
Chick.
you've learned.
I've seen the Damien is Pissy Chick compilations.
I think for me, I honestly think it was my brother was getting into it, and I think I heard about it because I overheard my mom being nervous about the episode of Pokemon with Porygon that was apparently
the seizures.
God, the seizure episode.
Yes,
That's
because it had
Pokemon.
flashing lights. So it was my mom being like, "Oh, is that safe? Like, I don't know if like whatever." And then overhearing about it, being like, "What's this thing about?" Like, and then like, I forget. I think I got into the cards first because it was in
Yeah.
2nd grade, and some friends were like really into it, and I started getting into it. And then we went to a store and we all bought a pack of cards.
Nice.
It's awesome.
And I remember I got my first pack of cards, and I was like, "This is so cool!" And I opened it, and I'll talk about my favorite Pokemon later. But one of them, because it was my first holographic, was Pinsir, and I never ever got another Pinsir.
So you started off with Jungle.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Wow,
that was
nice.
my very
Yeah,
first
good
pack
job.
of the jungle. I remember the ancient packs too.
Yeah.
Fossil
The
came out
fossil.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the jungle ones were my first, and Pinsir was my very first one. And like I said, I never got another Pinsir.
Wow.
And I
That's
collected
awesome.
Pokemon cards for a couple years there, and I had almost all of the 151.
Right.
Nice.
But then my brother was playing the games, and I didn't get to play Red because that was his.
Nice.
And so he had the Game Boy, and I couldn't borrow it or play it. And I think once he was done playing that and Yellow, and he would like show me, and I was like, "This is so cool." He's like, "Yeah, I see how Pikachu follows you around." I'm like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life."
He literally loves you.
I just want to play it. He's like, "You can't." I'm like, "Fuck."
And now you understand AI generated like girlfriends or whatever out in the real world, where you're like, well, that Pikachu loved me, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But I eventually got to play Yellow for a bit,
Nice.
and then Silver was the first that was mine.
Nice.
Nice.
And I played
okay.
silver, and that was big at our school because a lot of my friends had gold, so I had silver.
I remember you and I always like swapped back and forth in stories. So like I was a blue to yellow to gold man myself.
And then
I
Ruby,
was also.
right?
I fell off by that gen.
Oh, I was blue, yellow, gold crystal,
Yeah.
and sapphire, and then I played diamond and pearl. And then
Nice.
at one point, this was the same time that I was the stage manager for Seussical the Musical Junior at a theater during summer. And so I was like playing this game, and I had like a Jirachi, which you could only get through like a special event thing or like buying a game. I had all of my guys all the way like, traded all the way up to this game. And I was playing the game, and I'm like, I'm kind of over this, to be honest.
Oh, is that your like
and so
first
I was just kind of like
dopamine run out?
Yeah, and then there was this little kid who would always be like, "Can we trade Pokemon? Hey, hello, can we trade Pokemon, please? Can we trade?" Blah, blah, blah. And so, and he was so. At one point, I just went, "You know what? Here's my game." I was just like, "Here you go. Stop talking to me."
Oh, you set him up with a bad precedent for life. Like
I know, but he stopped talking to me. And I was done with the game anyway. So I was just like, well, but the only thing I do miss is having that Jirachi, because he was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A Wish Granner guy. He was pretty cool. Anyway, do you know who Jirachi is?
No.
He's a little guy. He's got yellow. He's got a bing bong bing, kind
His
of
head
like
is a star, kind of.
Yeah, and he's got little the little things on it, and he's Anyway, he's just a little guy. He's got a little half moon on his tummy, which I think opens up to an eye.
It's one of those like, it's one of those things where like, oh, in the first 150, there's a legend that like there might be a Mew for 151, and there's all these ways to get it. And then in the second generation, they were like, what if we do that again? Except now it's grass, but it's like the same damn thing. And then they were like,
we got to keep doing this.
Play it again, Sam. And they're like, yeah, it's a Jirachi now. And it's like, and now modern day, we're like, we have Victini. Like,
okay.
yeah.
You got it.
I
You got
know
it,
it, but yeah.
all the psychic mythical ones that are all just a little guy.
Yeah.
I kind of never cared that much about the big legendary ones, except for Mewtwo. Mewtwo's a badass.
Of course.
And obviously, okay, how do you it's Lugia.
Lugia.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Lugia.
Yeah, I got Lugia, but like overall,
Yeah,
most
I got
of the times,
Lugia.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got a huge Lugia.
Oh, my cousin
but,
has 9 of those.
I hawked a Lugia.
Yeah, terrible name, by the way.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on there?
Do you know the origin of Lugia, by the way?
No, I
The
don't.
name or
No, the creation of him entirely. The guy, one of the Pokemon people was tasked to make a follow-up movie to that first movie.
Right.
And so he came up with and designed Lugia for this movie, and basically got approval after he was done. And he's later said the whole time he was like, I was doing so many drugs, I was drunk the whole time.
Sure.
And so Lugia is a creation from a stupor of drugs and alcohol. That Pokemon just went, okay. And then the guy literally was like, I was actually really surprised to see him as the box art for the next generation, because I just made him up for this movie. So it's like, the Pokemon company just went, yeah, sure, we'll use him. And they're like, and we'll use that other bird we did last time, and we teased. So
he's the Stephen King of the Pokemon world.
yeah, literally.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't remember writing that. I was too effed up.
Hey, enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I've seen all the Do You Know Gaming Pokemon videos.
Wow.
Every single one I've watched.
I do watch a lot of those, but not quite your level.
Yeah.
This episode of Smosh Mouth is brought to you by Rocket Money. Damien, how's your finances this year going?
Shayne, I'm going to need a little bit of help with my spreadsheet, please, if you could.
Your spreadsheet?
Yeah, I'm trying to make my budget for the rest of the year. And it says that I should be saving at this point, but my bank account is, let's just say, not reflecting that.
Damien, you're doing this the hard way. You should try Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
It's the subscriptions. That's how they get you, dude.
Yeah, man. Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. If you see a subscription you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features.
I can't thank you enough. For the first time in a long time, I feel truly hopeful.
You're welcome, Damien. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. That's rocketmoney.com/smoshmouth, rocketmoney.com/smoshmouth. Back to the show. It's still wild to think back on because I remember when I was a little kid, and there's that one of those early episodes of Pokemon where Ho-Oh.
It's like the first one.
It's like the first episode of Pokemon where this thing
because they were
is
already
like flying
starting
away.
on the second.
Yeah, and I remember me and all my friends
Wow.
were like, what Pokemon is that? What do you think it is? Like, and we were like, freaking
Like it's just
out
a
about it.
Fearow that's special.
That
Yeah.
was my theory. I was one of the skeptics who's like, it's just a Fearow. I'm like, I look back and I'm like, why would they do that?
Right.
But I was a stupid little kid.
And that's how you got Pokemon Crystal from Tommy.
Yeah.
I never had Crystal.
Wow, you missed out.
But
Cartridge had a little bulb in it, so I could have the time clock on there. It is fine. It's fine. It's just that they moved, and you could be a girl.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a feminist, so I think that's the best game.
Hey, and thank you for being an ally.
You're welcome. They had the little clock in there so that it could be nighttime when it was nighttime and daytime when it was daytime.
That's huge.
And the battery on that wears out at some point, and then it soft locks everyone's game.
And then the game is they're stuck in like a
Nighttime
purgatory,
forever.
and they
Or daytime
they know
forever.
it and they feel it.
Yeah.
And then the vampires come.
Yeah.
I do remember like specifically for what do you think that Ho-Oh was or whatever. There were always rumors that like there's secret Pokemon. Like there's rumors that there's more like, and we saw Meryl and we were like that's Peekaboo, and like Peekaboo exists, and like my cousin like saw it in his game, like no he didn't, and we didn't know there was another generation coming out. But like I remember seeing Meryl, Hoot, like Mewtwo in armor, and those were all the ones that like we were like
how do
there
you get
has to
that?
be one. Like there's all these like fake codes on cheatplanet.com where it's like you have to run around this thing 10 times, have these in your inventory, like
Yeah.
I miss when you didn't have the internet. Rumors like that could
Were so
spread.
cool.
They spread like wildfire.
Yep.
And there was no way to disprove it.
Yeah, no.
You're just like, I have to trust this kid on the playground.
Right.
He's telling me this is real.
Yeah.
why would
go-
someone lie about what their cousin did?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That would never happen.
Exactly. You go to the truck.
Like, I remember someone telling me about the red Gyarados and me being like, no, not it. You're lying to me.
There is one palette
and that's
for beasts.
truly built in.
And it's really a real thing. Yeah, I had that. I had Sapphire, and then I think after that was when I would like buy the games, play them a little bit, but I wasn't like,
were like,
I wasn't as locked in.
Right.
by
Did
that
anyone
point.
return to the series? I came back for Sword and
yeah.
Shield, and I was like, we're not there yet. And then I played Scarlet and Violet, and I was like, we're almost there.
I dropped off Scarlet, it's not Scarlet, Ruby Sapphire, and then after a few years, I think I borrowed your 3DS, and you let me borrow like Black White 2 or maybe XY2 or something like that. And I'd also played Platinum on my own. Like I went back through a lot of the generations, and now it's just like a regular thing I enjoy where like, can I share something kind of crazy that happened the other day?
And you better.
I have really good Pokemon card luck, and I know we have stuff in front of us, and it's like, but I'm not picking the packs. But like so there's the Chinese packs that are out right now. They are still manufactured by Wizards of the Coast. The quality is always great. Some of them have unique artwork. They're really cool. So Gem Pack 3 just came out at the time of recording this, and the big chase card that everyone wants to find, it's a super rare chance, is this Gengar with special art. Hard to do, hard to find, like very, very low chance. But I watch this streamer every once in a while. TikTok will show me this Chinese Pokemon card streamer where they'll like open up cards that you buy. And I was like, sure, I'll buy a box. And in that first box, the Gengar pops up, and they're like, oh my God, like this is crazy, wow. And I was like, awesome, thanks. And then the second day I come back because I'm scrolling and I see them again, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get another Gengar. And I buy another box, and another Gengar pops up.
Oh my God.
And for records, like these boxes are like $90. The Gengar is like a $400 to $500 starting card, even if it's
Right.
like quality's like. And then I told a friend about it, and they were like, man, like if that happens again, can I just buy the box off of you? Because like, damn, I just, there's no other way I'm going to get that card. And I was like, I'll do it right now. And I went on TikTok and I bought a box, and it was a third Gengar. And the people that were in the shop were like, is
What's
this your
going on?
third one? And I was like, yeah, bye.
Bye.
Like, so I don't know. I used it up for the year, and I don't believe in luck, but I kind of do. And so that's, yep.
With
That's
that, could we maybe
crazy.
get you to open up one of
We
these?
do have 4 packs of Pokemon cards. We probably
can
had these
spread
for a
them
long
out.
time. I feel like around this office we just have stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yes, but if these are ones that we've had, I know we've opened up like a couple shiny, like rainbow Ursa rings, so the hits might not be here.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I care more about getting one of my favorite Pokemon.
I like
that's
that.
really cute.
That's what I'm more
That's
about.
really sweet.
Do you want to talk about favorites?
Let's talk about favorite Pokemon.
Okay. Let's
talk
go
about
in.
favorite Pokemon here.
Chansey over here, right?
Yeah, Chansey's the big fave. I haven't shown this on the internet before, but I guess I'll send it to Selina so that y'all
this is incredible.
This is maybe the time.
I'm scared of what's about to happen.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
So this
very
is
cool.
it's not fully up to date.
Whoa.
This is
this in your home?
Yes. This is my Chansey tower.
Dude. Okay, what I'm looking at for people, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves of just Chansey merch.
It's just Chansey memorabilia.
It's just beautiful.
You've chosen
things.
Chansey as like you're gonna find every piece of Chansey stuff.
That I can't. So I flippin' love.
my
I
God,
love
there's
Chansey, and I
so
think it was
many.
because I had blue version as a kid, red versions where Chansey was able to be made. So to me, it was always special.
Yeah.
And also just looking at the show, like I don't know, I'm a goofy
saw that?
little.
Oh yes, I've seen
I'm
this.
a goofy little
Chansey's an
autistic
incredible
boy.
Poke.
I want to give that thing a hug, and I think it's very cute. And so I just have always liked it.
Chansey has an evolution, right?
Blissey.
How do you feel about Blissey?
I like Blissey a lot. It's not something I'm gonna like collect, but
yeah, you're not into curly hair.
I kind of have a weird feeling about there were so many Pokemon that didn't have evolutions.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid being like, why doesn't it evolve into something? Like, it should evolve into something. And then once they give it to them, I'm
You're
like,
like, why'd they do that? Like,
I don't like this.
Tangela?
No,
Yeah.
they
You're
You're they didn't do it right.
They didn't need to do this.
some of them
yeah.
are rough. I do like Blissey a lot. I think Blissey
Okay.
is like. It doesn't change that much, and I think that's funny because
nice.
Chansey's just a little egg that wants to like help you feel better, and then it goes through a whole like magical girl transformation to be Sailor Moonized into like it's Chansey, but it looks like it has a little dress.
Right.
And I'm like, that's
Exactly.
great.
You're like, yay,
All right, fine.
she's wearing clothes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big one. Other honorable mentions would be like Litwick, the Ghastly line. I love Murkrow. I love Oddish. I love Swablu. I like a lot of the
wow.
unevolved
Okay.
ones that are just cute
Little
little guys.
cute little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little brown little guys.
Okay.
Phantom, Pumpkaboo.
I used to collect these little plastic figurines that came out in the first 151, and then they did it again, and I think they still do it. But my mom would be like on eBay buying ones that I didn't have.
Was it the Japanese ones or the English ones?
The Japanese ones?
I have some wrapped versions of those.
That's
at my
crazy.
place.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I have a Gloom. So they were all put into a
Love Gloom.
Love Gloom
Sorry.
too. They were all in a plastic bin, so they're all dinged up, and they're like not collector.
okay.
But so I've been taking one because they're all at my parents' house. Every time I go home, I take 1 to 3 back with me, and I've started putting them all around my home. So I have a Vaporeon in my bathroom, just
Yeah.
up on a shelf.
Watching
and
you
then
shit.
and then I have a Gloom that I shove down into my plant, so it's just the bulbs sitting on top. So you could like pluck it out and see that it's a Gloom.
I love that.
Yeah. It's got a Porygon sitting around the cards that you've given me that I have on display. Anyway.
Do you know the manufacturer name of those Japanese Pokemon figures?
I don't.
Tomy.
That's awesome.
Tomy.
Whoa.
That's so cool. Look, it
you
all
just
comes
have
back.
that info.
Yeah.
It's there.
No, and that is true. I do remember that now. Yeah.
Tommy.
Tommy. What's your favorite?
My favorite is I don't have like a specific favorite. I don't have one that I'm like that's the one. But I have quite a bit. Hold on, let me pull up. I made a doc
Incredible.
on my phone.
Great.
Okay, so I made a list of favorites and I made a list of ones that I think are dumb.
Okay, so
Ones that just kind of pissed me off. Like I'm like I just don't know what it is. Don't like it.
great.
Like I would never have it on my team.
So it's Mary Kill without the F.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you have Vaporeon, and did you know that in terms of human to Pokemon anatomy? No, I'm kidding. It's the Joe Biden meme. Fellow Americans.
Obvious one, Mewtwo. Like love Mewtwo. I said
Nice.
Pinsir. I'm a big fan of Halucha. The
Okay, yeah.
Haluchador.
And he just got a Mega Evo.
The Mega
Mega
looks so
evolution.
And he looks really
and
good.
Damien got me a really awesome card of Halucha.
Incredible.
It was really sick.
Incredible.
It's a population 1 in that grade, so
Damien's
not
an
a single
incredible gift giver when
Yes.
it comes
Thank
to
you.
all things, but
Very
also
good.
Pokemon things.
One. Thank you.
I love Sandshrew.
Sanchu's
I
great.
always thought Sandshrew was just perfectly designed.
He's just a little man.
Agree.
Like the brick,
like,
like design of him, the claws. I was like, this is just perfect.
I didn't
Yeah.
know what spike damage was in the games, and for anyone who doesn't know, like every Pokemon has a certain few moves that like do extra damage because it's like their special type, and they don't really explain that in the early games. So I would always use Sandslash, who I loved, and do the slash move, and it would do an obscene amount of damage.
Yep.
And I'm like, why
Why
doesn't
is it doing
Slash
that?
work with anybody else like that? But
Exactly.
okay, I'll keep using him.
Wow.
I had the same
I don't think I
experience.
knew
He was
that.
on my team.
Yeah. I don't
I
Sandslash.
knew that. Kadabra. I love that
Great
whole
one.
evolution line.
You know the lore about Kadabra?
That isn't it a person?
It's a child that got turned into a Pokemon. That's what they say.
There's a lot of
That's
them.
what they say.
For Kadabra?
Yeah.
Abra and Kadabra?
Or maybe it's Abra that's a child that gets turned into. Anyway, one of them's a child.
Quite a bit of 'em.
Phantom, who's on my back, the like lost little ghost tree. That's
Yeah.
what it is, a lost kid in the woods.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then Drifloom
Drifloom is the reason. Drifloom is the
takes
reason.
the
Oh my God! Yeah, it takes
and the
children
reason
away.
is you. Yeah.
And Frostlass is also like a sad girl that died on a mountain. Like, a lot of ghost Pokemon are just like, nah, it's just a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
You don't go to
Kids
heaven
dead.
if you're a kid.
So what's because my next Pokemon, my next Pokemon is Haunter.
It's a sin to be a kid.
I love Haunter.
Haunter rocks.
But what's the deal with ghost Pokemon? Are they the ghosts of Pokemon, or are they that they're born as a ghost?
I think it's both and neither.
In terms of the game, you can hatch a ghost, so like
Right.
that would have to be it. But a lot of the lore is like Spiritomb is like 37 people died and their souls were trapped in this one rock. So
Right.
yeah, it's a
Holy
lot
shit.
of dead
And like
folks.
the way the anime portrays it, they portray it like there's only one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're like, whoa, what's that? And it's like, this is our first time encountering, and there's no one else has
You're
a
so
haunter.
right. The anime
It's just
does that a lot.
So
Oh,
it's like, so
yeah.
you must just exist as the ghost of something. But I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't think there's an answer to
I
that.
was doing research, and they do establish in the anime, or it's been hinted at least, that there are real animals,
yeah.
Yes.
and then there's Pokemon.
Every once in a while, they throw a real animal in there, and you're like, what are you talking about?
It's gotta suck to be just like
To be in the
a
world-
bird.
I know. You're like, and on the whole thing, and you're just an animal. It sucks so
But
much.
so in that sense, are Pokemon kind of like more akin to like demons or like spirits? Or
So I wouldn't say that. That's how we got them banned the first time in the
Right.
South. Yeah, please don't. I want to bring cards to school still.
That's true. I think they're just animals that have
that are just a little bit
evolved
better.
into
just a
exactly
little bit better.
Just a little bit better.
They're just better animals. Yeah.
And then there's also some Pokemon that are people.
that are people, Mr. Mime.
Machoke,
That's a guy.
that's a guy.
That's a guy with pants with a little
Machoke
with
is a
underwear
man.
on. He's got underwear on.
So any clothes on a Pokemon is
Their skin.
canonically
Part of
their
them.
skin. It is
Yeah.
what they just. I guess
So,
they're little flaps.
Did
100%.
were boxers a real thing before Hitmonchan entered the scene, or did boxers in the Pokemon universe go, we need to do what that thing's doing?
She's got something going on over here.
Lore wise, a lot of the words line up because we got our language from Pokemon. When Charmander goes like char char, we're like, okay, the word to like burn something a little bit is char.
Yeah, so it's canonically like reverse.
yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. This episode of Smosh Mouth is brought to you by ZocDoc.
Shayne, lately I've been feeling fatigued, like I'm not in tip-top shape.
Yeah, it's wintertime. My bones feel a little achy.
100%. Some of my joints sound like I'm opening a door in a haunted house.
I feel ya.
I'm missing some crucial doctor's appointments.
I hear that. I am constantly behind on my doctor's appointments, but not as much anymore, thanks to ZocDoc, which you should try. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Damien, you have no excuse. This app makes it so easy. You can filter by insurance, location, and whatever you need, like primary care, urgent care, dental. You can see the openings and typically book within 24 to 72 hours. I mean, I'd been pushing off doctor's appointments for a long time, and then I
Okay.
looked at ZocDoc and I was like, oh, I can book an appointment like right now.
Could I theoretically go like today?
Theoretically,
Okay.
if you look through the app, it's very possible. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Smoshmouth to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Smoshmouth. ZocDoc.com/Smoshmouth. Back to the show. All right. Couple more that I have, only 3 more. Cubone. Was always a big fan of Cubone.
Cubone
love
bombed.
Cubone.
Bomb,
Terrifying,
bomb, bomb.
horrible lore.
Yeah. Skull
But-
of his mom.
But
Do you think it's its own thing? Do you think it's a baby Kangaskhan or do you think it's a baby Charmander?
is that lore to them?
So
There's
if you
some
look
questions about it.
if you look at the design, because this whole thing is like it wears the skull of its mother, but every
Yeah.
type of that Pokemon can't be like, well, their mom gets murked and then they wear its head. Like it's
As it goes.
As it goes. So the thought is that like it's a baby Kangaskhan whose mom dies, or it's a baby Charmander whose mom dies, and they wear that, and that's what turns them into a Cubone, and the flame goes out or whatever. Because they look aesthetically like the same without
Right.
the helmet. So
I'm gonna bet at Kangaskhan.
yeah, I see that.
I also don't think they thought that through.
I don't think so
he's
either.
just
I think this
being
is
a guy.
explained after.
Yep.
Get a little retcon.
A classic Snorlax.
It's
Good
great.
guy. Great guy.
Sleep.
Huge guy.
Sleep.
Big tummy, so sleepy.
Big tummy, so sleepy.
And then
me adult.
I do have to shout out Porygon.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Porygon.
Is that your
Yeah.
favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I'm tied between Porygon and Ditto.
Yeah.
Just because I love Ditto and his stupid little head and stupid little face, and how when he transforms, his face is the same. And people are like, that was just the one from the anime, Tommy. And I'm like, no, I know that. But then go to like the store, and they've done all the face on all of his little guys, and so I liked his little gimmick, and that's fun. I also recently rewatched so many episodes of Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
great.
was serotonin or dopamine hunting, and I was just like, what if I just played something from my childhood? That'll feel good. And I did that for a while. I did like an hour on the treadmill just watching like, whoa, come back here.
We're gonna kick you in a minute.
I'm the nana.
Is Brock
That's
is
actually
Brock
really good.
still canceled? Is it
Still
pretty
canceled?
Bad? No, like I just like think back on it. It's like, oh, he was just total pervert. That was
Yeah, but
his
he was
bit.
young. The idea was that he was young, so it's like he gets somehow gets a free card there because
Got
he's
it.
like 16. So it's just like, okay, weirdo.
Did he ever get any luck?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's hinted that he goes on a lot of forums to talk poorly about women as an incel.
If you really look into the
If
material,
you really look into it, they have that there.
It was before Reddit, but he was a Redditor.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of like the human-made Pokemon, which I know Mewtwo is a human-made Pokemon, but like I like Porygon because he's a computer Pokemon. Well, I don't know why is he in the real world. I don't know. I like him. I like Ditto, and I like the lore that Ditto is failed clones of Mewtwo. Have you heard of this?
No,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Because you can find them in the same area as Mewtwo, and so like
wow.
there's the whole lore. And I think the Pokemon Company were like, stop. That's not right. But
They
it's
also
like,
follow the same shiny structure where like they
Yeah.
start as pink and the shinies are blue.
Yeah.
And also the only two Pokemon in Gen 1 that can use transform and like copy you is Ditto
Mew.
and Mew.
yeah. So they think it's a failed clone of Mew, and so it's Ditto. And I think that's
actually makes a
awesome
lot
because
of
he's like a
sense.
genetic blob.
It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
stem cells.
Yeah, and then my third one, which I don't use that often, but like he kind of fits in the same thing as Cast Form. I don't know if you know who he is.
yeah.
He's just like a little gray guy with a little hair piece, and like you can kind of see through him, and he's got two little hands that kind of look like boobs, but he just has them in front of him, and he can transform into like a little sun or like a little rain cloud, and he's like a weather Pokemon, and so like he's also like created. So I just like these,
Yeah.
man-made cuties. I like that.
Designs are nice.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. And then also there's a Ultra Beast. Do you know what that is?
Ultra Beast.
Ultra Beast. Which game
Sun
was
and
that?
Moon.
Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon came out.
I played Sun and Moon. I just don't remember much.
Yeah, at the end game or near the end, there's Ultra Beasts that are like Pokemon from a different universe. They're supposed to be like aliens or something. Oh, I also love Deoxys, by the way.
Oh.
He's a really cool guy.
See, I don't know how I feel about when they start getting to like, and this one's God. Like, and I know that's not
Right.
Deoxys. Deoxys is the like DNA.
The DNA
And I
one.
start to get a little bit like, all right,
All
it's
right,
like a little
guy.
too powerful.
Yeah.
I like when they're little tiny little monsters.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I like.
Yeah.
Gone are the days where it's like, well, this is a bird that can breathe fire. Now, like, this is the embodiment of time.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like,
I'm
well,
exactly.
got a
Like,
little
okay.
far here.
And you're letting me catch it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
an 11-year-old boy caught it.
It's like,
Yeah.
that thing's pure of heart.
Yeah.
I'll be owned by you. That's fine.
All right,
That's
you
fine.
can trap
I'll
me.
be your little guy. There's an Ultra Beast that's so f***ed up. He's got a big round clown head with a bunch of dots on it, and he's like,
The balloon one.
yeah, he's
what's his
very
name?
very bizarre looking.
Little clown balloon.
I forget what his name. I'm sure, and he's a fire type, and I don't know why. Anyway, big fan.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
I have
Please.
several hot takes, but my first
Please.
one right now, because it's all along the lines of ones I like, is I have really come around to the inanimate object Pokemon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
liked a lot of
really
them.
like
Wow.
them. I really like them.
Klefki?
Klefki's fine. Klefki is also overpowered.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, is it
like
Fairy Steel?
Fairy and Steel. If you
Strong
don't know
guy.
Pokemon that well,
That's
basically
messed
nothing
up.
can affect it.
It's playing rock, paper, scissors when your friend has rock and scissors and a gun.
Gun.
Yeah. Klefki's okay, but like there is a Pokemon that is a bag of trash. And when I
Trubbish.
first came across it, I remember being like, what the f? But nowadays, I'm like, that rocks.
I love it.
It would make
love
sense.
that so much, and I love there's a chandelier one, and I love that.
I forgot the chandelier line is one of my favorites.
I love that.
I just finally got the. It just came in from Japan. Also, those tariffs because oh my god, I'm paying like $50 every time I get a package.
Yeah.
It's like this big. It is a chandelier like lamp, like LED.
That
just sits
way,
on your
it's
table.
an actual.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
There's a few,
That's
and then there
incredible.
was like in one of the more recent ones, there was one that's just a sword, and I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, Age of Slash. Did you know Trubbish is potentially a cat? The little.
Excuse me.
So
Now I hate it.
there was no.
Now I hate it.
There was a Pokemon piece of official art that came out recently, and it was all the like Pokemon cats, and like it just all the cute little cats were there, and then also Trubbish.
Did they put Eevee in that?
I don't think they did.
Okay, because
I
that's
guess
the
I
whole
could
thing.
see
Is
it 'cause
Eevee
it
a
has
cat,
those-
a dog? What is it?
It has those ears. Trubbish has.
Trubbish?
Yeah.
But I thought they were the tie of the trash bag.
Yeah, but
I thought that's what that
that's
was.
got to be something though. They can't just be like, and these are my flaps. These are my little terry flaps.
I mean, chickens walk around with that shit under their beak
Yeah, but that's for
waddling around with.
Waddling around. That's for being silly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't. It's a bag of trash.
Okay,
It's a
fine.
bag of trash.
It's a bag of trash.
It can
and
be
I-
both.
that
I
was-
love.
My cat Zelda's a bag of trash that I love. I love her.
Because that was in black and white when they were like, we're going to redo. There was like no other Pokemon were restarting, basically.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we need a coughing, wheezing, muck and grimer dupe. And so they were like, let's make a bag of trash.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they had the is it sock and
Sock and throw.
I don't
sock and throw?
like
and they
don't
just
like
have
them.
full on geese.
They're just
and I'm like,
guys.
no, like
They're just
bald
men.
that's their skin.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Come on.
They don't even look like they're from a place that like, oh, we originated judo. It looks like a white guy with his like gi way too open, being like, let me teach you judo in this small, small studio in a strip mall in North Carolina. And I'm like, no.
God, yeah, I struggle with those. Yeah, and then there's the sandcastle one. There's one that's a sandcastle. I dig that.
It's a ghost.
What's his name?
Yeah, a lot of them are ghost types.
Yeah.
but I like
Sandgast, I
those.
think?
Sandy Gast.
Sandygast.
Sandygast.
It sounds like Nightmare Before Christmas. They're like, Sandygast is coming. They just Sandygast.
And then there's a tumbleweed. I like that.
I
one.
like that one too.
He's cool.
I just like him.
I like that he evolves and he's kind of the same thing, right? And he has like more of
Yeah,
a face.
he's a little bit bigger.
And you're just like, neat.
That's how people grow up.
That's how
That's
people
true.
grow.
I like Delmise, the ghost grass anchor. Literally an
Oh
anchor.
yeah, with the wheel behind him. Right? Yeah.
Apparently, the Pokemon is actually just the algae there, the ghost algae, and the anchor is just part of
And
it.
see, they do that so much.
They do.
They're like,
love
what
to
you're
do
seeing is
that.
not actually the
No,
body.
it's not.
Actually, this thing, not that thing.
It's a dead kid.
It reminds
It's
me-
this is actually
Again.
It's actually not the moss. It's the dead kid on the Pokemon. That's actually the Pokemon. What were we gonna say?
What's up,
I
Shane?
forget.
Can we open one of these packs?
Let's open up a pack.
They're staring at me, and I need to do
All
it.
right, Tommy, you open up the first pack.
I'm
You
opening-
choose one, and let's see who gets the coolest card. There's rarest, but there's also the coolest, right? Two different categories.
Rarest and coolest. Okay. Hello, I am Tommy, and I'll be opening the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Temporal Forces with 10 additional game cards, age 6 and up.
Ooh, that's
came.
Chris. For audio listeners, he's opening up.
How do I do this?
I just.
Okay, I can't.
ASMR. I'm opening up Pokemon cards. And
Let me show you the way,
Uh-huh.
if I may.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry.
Do that. That's fine.
I'll get my spit all over it.
There are two Chansey cards that I just learned existed that I will never be able to get. One is.
with that attitude.
No, that's true. I need money. One is the Pokemon Snap competition where like someone took a picture of a Chansey and won the competition with it, so they printed like 12 cards. One of them just went for like $30K. The other is like,
Whoa.
yeah, it's insane. The other is like the Chansey like beta edition where they made it like a potential, like this is what it looks like when we're playtesting Pokemon cards, and they gave it out to members of the Pokemon company. So it's another one that's like $30,000.
Because it's so rare. Wow.
So I'm just
How do you go about? Because isn't like the rarest? Is the rarest in the back?
Yes.
It depends on the pack, but usually, rarest and best.
Okay.
Okay. What do we have first?
So here we go. We've got a Grubbin, which I'm got to tell you, don't know him that much.
Yeah.
Un-
I don't like him.
I don't like him. Uneventful.
I don't like Grubbin that much.
My favorite bug is Larvesta, and there's a.
Oh, she's really fun.
She's really fun. There is a $500 life-size plush in Japan that I was like, if I won the lottery, there would be signs. But just for fun, I looked at what the shipping would be with this tariff stuff now,
Is
and
it
it
the
would
same
be
amount of
an
money?
additional $500
Yeah,
to ship.
yeah,
Which
stop.
Yeah, it's fun
But
over
you
here.
don't actually pay for it. I'm just kidding.
no, I do.
No,
I
know
really
that's-
do.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Grubbin. Ooh, we
Hate
got a
Medicham.
Medicham.
Medicham is like my least favorite.
Yeah.
And then what's
love 'em.
Revolution? Big pants, big hands,
Can't lose.
big hands, big pants.
Big hands,
he's
big
like
pants.
he's like stop right
Yeah.
there. Anyway, don't like him.
Hopcham or
Hip-
something like that.
Hacho.
Yeah, not a fan.
No, not a fan. Okay.
I'm not a fan of any of the Hitmon whatever's that they added. Hitmon Topp can go himself.
I agree. He's not good.
Someone
Top was
doesn't like
dumb as
jiu-jitsu.
hell.
It's like, why are you upside
They're
down?
like, yeah, we've got kung fu, and we've got boxing. Oh, what's the next one? Upside down. I'm like, give me a
Capoeira.
break.
It's like we're-
capoeira.
Nah. Okay, we got Tranquil, which is a bird. Another bird.
Quill.
That's cool.
Exciting.
I like that card.
Quill, right. Look, it's Mr. Mime. It's
Always
a guy.
loved Mr.
It's
Mime.
a mo-
Okay, Mr. Mime. You know, the human-like ones freak me out, but Mr. Mime gets a pass.
He gets a pass from me.
He gets a pass. And may I say, in the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie, where they had Mr. Mime in there, and they chose to make the round things on his body the texture of a kickball.
Yes.
That was
I lost
crazy.
my mind. I loved that.
That was good.
I was like, that's an insane choice, and I
That
love
was
that.
good.
Okay, Mr. Mime's done. We got Mudsdale.
I do like Mudsdale.
He's okay. There's some that are just like, yeah, that's a horse. Yeah, that's a bird. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish they were a little more brave or a little less.
Do you think we're blinded by nostalgia though? Because think about like Ponyta. Like, yeah, that's a horse, but fire mane, and this is a horse, but ground power. Like, I don't know.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I don't know.
But not as good as Ponyta.
Yeah.
But I love the classic anime design of the original.
The like Sugimori artwork.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're missing. We've gone a little too like cutie time
Patootie.
and a little less like but then we also go like super cool and it's like they don't need to be super
It's
cool.
why the
Yeah.
OG. I'm such an old head when it comes to it.
Yeah, you're a Gen 1er.
Yeah, I
Ew.
am.
Okay.
So chuggy.
Explorer's Chugi. We got Explorer's Guidance, very good. Ooh, we got Colossal.
Oh.
I think he's from Sword and
Shield.
Shield. Yep.
Okay.
Pretty good guy. I also like this guy.
Oh. He's like he's amoeba, right?
Yeah, this is the
Amoeba?
second evolution,
See,
but he's just like a little he's like a one-cell organism
I
guy.
kind of thought this was the Phoenix. If we're being
Duosian?
Duosion.
Dwogen.
Okay.
Duo Scion.
Uh-oh.
Scion.
We've got something special coming.
Oh, do we have something special coming up?
Oh, we've got a deerling.
That's an art rare for the Deerling.
It's an art rare. Look, and it's shiny. It's kind of holographic and kind of not. It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
and he's
art
so
rares are the new like.
tiny.
Wow. Ooh.
You get
Tiny.
holographics in every pack now. So the art rares and the secret art rares are the ones that you're hunting. So that's a big hit.
Big hit.
And then what's our last dumb one?
And then we got Torterra EX.
Ooh.
Full art, or no,
Okay.
it's not full art. It's
It's an EX.
an EX. It's a
Oh, you
regular.
got some
It's a
good
regular
ones
guy.
in there.
Yeah, and then a basic fire energy.
Basic
I'm
ass energy.
Basic
This
as
is
fuck.
such a cute little card.
He's a little cutie guy.
Wow, a deerling. Aw.
Oh.
I still, to this day, one of the highlights of my childhood was we went to the store and I think there was a vending machine where I would get Pokemon cards. And I got a jungle pack, and my mom is driving me home, and I'm in the back seat, and I go through it, and I'm going through it like fast. And then I come across a holographic Charizard, and I lost my shit.
Was your mom like, what's going on? Oh my
mom,
god!
I think she was like, truly didn't understand. I
Yeah.
was like, basically probably screaming.
How many holographic Charizards did you get total?
I think that was my only one I ever had.
Can I be a little ass?
Please.
Yeah, you probably had like 10.
I think I had 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saved one because I have all 151 original cards.
Nice.
I've got the full 151. Not all of them are like the holographic or whatever, but I've got at least all of them. And to complete them, I turned in 2 of the 5 that I had at a place where that was just like, I got these. Can you finish off what I need? And they're like, yeah, here's a Hitmonlee, here's a this, here's a that.
Oh,
Here's a
wow.
Nidoqueen. I remember getting Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Nidoqueen for one of them.
They
So
got
anyway,
they got a good deal, but
yeah, but I
it's
still have 2 of them. They're in their little case. They're not like the ones that are worth like $10 million.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're not the special guys.
I don't
That's
think any of
Shadowless
mine are
first
worth-
edition.
Yeah, it's not a first edition.
I don't think any of mine are worth much of anything, but I would never get rid of them anyways.
Right.
Like I have them all. They're still in my childhood home.
Yeah, same.
I don't have them I don't have them here.
Yeah.
But I have them all. Same with all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
My dad, like 5 times a year, he'd be like, "Hey, so the neighbor, he thinks he could sell your cards. Do you want to sell your
Really?
cards? Hey, you want to do it?" And I'm like, "No."
Why would the
I think
neighbor
we'll
be
hold
needed?
on. I think we'll hold on
I
to it.
can't believe the craze that's come back.
It's unbelievable.
I'm shocked. I remember as a kid being like, oh, these might be worth something someday, and then being like, nah, the craze is going to die down,
And then it did. And then it was like,
and
oh,
it
these
really
will
was
really
gone for
never
a
be
long
worth
time.
anything. Yeah.
It's wild right now. Unfortunately, like scalpers kind of ruin it for a lot of
Dude.
people. But there are cards that are worth like I'm at least selling one of those Gengars, and I just got some cards back from grading. I have some that like they don't matter to me nostalgically, but I've pulled some really crazy stuff recently and just casually buying packs. Like, in the most recent packs, there's some like gold cards that look truly like shiny gold that are like Gardevoir, Lucario, the new Charizard came out. So I like pulled one of those. It is like $500 when raw. I got it back as a 10 graded.
Whoa.
Potentially, if someone buys it and people are buying it, like it's spicy
Wow.
pricey. And
Spicy
I'm like,
pricey.
why wouldn't I do that when like it is a few payments of a utility? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like
for sure.
I can't really justify not selling it,
Speaking of gold cards, did either of you
Yes, the Burger King
the
gold
Burger
cards.
King
Yes, I had
gold
them all.
cards?
I have them sealed, baby.
Me too.
don't
You
know
have
where
them
mine
sealed?
went.
I do.
I don't
You
know.
do- you
do?
He's like, I got them.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I don't
got-
know where mine went.
All of mine are just in a bin in my home. Everything worth something's tossed in a bin in my home.
Well, because you focus on the things that matter.
Yeah, that's right.
I got mine at a Goodwill.
What?
Literally found them sealed at a Goodwill for like $2 or $3 each, and I was
That's
like, "Yeah, I'll be
unbelievable.
having this, please and thank you."
Holy
That's
shit.
unbelievable.
I loved those, and I don't know where they went. I think, unfortunately, it's the unfortunate thing of like when I was around 13, 14, I probably got rid of some things. I was like, I don't need these anymore.
Yeah.
And like that was the era when Pokemon was starting to like not be
Yeah. It was
worth
there's
as
too
much. It was like these aren't gonna be worth anything.
Yeah.
And then like I could have never suspected that, oh, maybe in 12 years Pokemon's gonna have a huge comeback.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
Yep.
crazy.
Well, if it makes you feel better, a lot of the stuff, like I literally found last night my binder from when I was a kid, but like
Whoa.
a lot of the stuff, I kept my stuff as pristine as possible. I like from the very beginning was like, I'm collecting these, I'm not playing with them.
Yeah.
But even then, they get little scratches, they get little bumps. Like unless you went out of your way to keep something perfect, it would be graded like a 5 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, and
Right.
it's not worth that much. It's more valuable to you nostalgically.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
love going through every once in a while.
I'm not a collector by any means. Like I am, I love like to have things and to use things, right? Like I gave Courtney for her birthday. I was like, oh, it'll be funny if I got her a couple of boo-boos, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but people like seal them up, and I'm like, no, we're gonna rock
Gonna
these
use
things,
them.
and they're
Sure.
gonna get dirty, and it's gonna be awesome. Like that's
Yeah,
the
use
point
it.
for me. But I also want to keep them like preserved, but just enough.
Yeah,
to
you'll
Yeah.
give them enough effort to keep
just
them
enough
clean.
to like have them around,
Just like a backpack or something. It's like you're going to use it.
Speaking of which, I made a TikTok. I think my most recent TikTok as of recording this was like something very delicately making fun of Labubu's, where I was like, oh, those stupid Labubu's. And people were like, ah! Like people blew their minds. They were so mad. And I'm like, take a step back.
It's a
I have a wall of chances.
Right.
Like,
Let's take a look.
I'm not actually making fun of anybody
No, it's
here.
so
You like
funny.
what you like.
I mean, anything collectible, you could boil it down to, oh, this is dumb.
Nothing.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
anything you enjoy is dumb. But
Always.
like,
But like since
But it's not.
humanity's always been collecting little things,
Right.
whether it's
Yeah.
like pretty
just
rocks or
fun.
whatever. It's just fun.
I think it's what I get is the criticism of like, are you going to collect it and then throw it away immediately? Like, or
Sure.
is this something you're actually treasuring and like you're going to hold?
Yeah,
on
are people
to?
going to be looking at their Labubus like
Are we gonna
20
have
years
a-
from now and being like, wow?
Is it Beanie Babies 2.0 where there's going to be
It's definitely going to be Beanie
dumps
Babies oh. 2.0.
dumps of Beanie Babies?
Hey,
There's
man,
gonna
I
be
still got my
dumpster
baby
fulls.
babies.
I still love that Onion article where it's like, oh, the spider eggs that were inside Beanie Babies are finally hatching.
That's awesome.
I love that.
That's awesome.
All right, should I open one?
Yes,
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Who you picking?
You know what? This one was in front of me,
Okay.
I'm gonna open it up. Damien, how good do you think this is?
That, you know what? I was eyeballing that, but seeing as it's from the same set Tommy had, Tommy just pulled a hit, and they were probably from the same box. I don't know.
You think not?
I think there's going to be something better than mine in there.
Oh, you think better?
Yeah.
That's the gauge. Better or worse than Tommy's?
Can I pitch something to you?
Yeah.
There's card duels that you do where you like do it number by number, and then at the same time be like, oh, this is cool. Okay, yours was the best pack.
Oh,
like,
let's do
we
this.
can just do that.
Because we have one final one after that.
I'm gonna do Obsidian Flames, which is a different set.
And I'm doing Temporal Forces.
Tempura Forces.
Tempura.
Tempura.
Gentlemen, open your packs.
Oh, jeez. This is harder than when I was a kid. Yeah, get this nice sound.
Mine's got a good one.
Yours has a really good one?
Yeah.
All right, so I put this away.
And then you flip it over, and we're doing
right.
first guys
Yours
first.
is a good one too.
Okay.
We both have good
Because
ones.
you're doing the block. Because we're not doing the top. We're doing the ARF.
Yeah.
You're flipping over, and you're diving
Yeah.
for the first guy first. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, our first matchup. Burn a beep bop boo bum.
I have Cub Chew, the bear that sneezes on you like a toddler.
That's adorable.
I got bad news for you. I got Azumarill to start it off.
Little bunny baby.
Is it Azumarill or Azumarill?
I think it's Azumarill.
Azumarill? Oh, like Azure? Like
Yeah.
Azumarill?
Azumarill.
I've been saying Azumarill my entire life.
And
It's
you can
okay.
keep
I'm
doing
about
it.
to find out. No, okay, side note. People have been talking about so much about how I mispronounce so many words because I learned so much from reading.
From reading,
And
yeah.
that's
And
just
I
you
was
and your brain.
homeschooled, which also, by the way, someone was like talking about something with me with like homeschooled where they clearly think I've been homeschooled my entire life.
Oh,
I'm like, no,
okay.
buddy, I was homeschooled in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
It's okay.
what we're talking
I
You
about.
know
say
what
one
I'm
thing, and that's your whole truth.
I know how to say pissy chick.
Yeah, guys,
fine.
come on. All right, so who wins this one?
You do.
Oh, I think it's just pack to pack.
Oh, is
like,
it pack
who
to
had
pack?
the cooler pack? Like we just
Okay.
do it at the same time.
Okay.
But so far, Shayne's in the lead.
He is. So next up, I have Spoink, the little pig
Love
spring.
Spoink
and
with
if
the
it
little-
stops bouncing, it dies.
And his little gem on his head.
Well, Jim.
Damn. Spoink. All right, I got Yamper.
Yamper.
Who's
little doggy.
Yamper?
Yamper's the electric little dog.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. He's
By the
great.
way, after we do this, there was a thing that I really want to get to and I want to do, which is talking about everyone on the Smosh cast and gauging what element of
What gym
they
leader?
would-
Yep. Love
Yeah,
it.
We gotta
Down.
do that.
I'm
I'll
down.
go faster
All right.
then.
No,
We
you're
got Tynamo, the little electric fish.
Oh, cute.
Okay.
And he can all come together and become a bigger guy.
Okay. Grubbin.
I like Grubbin.
Grubbin, okay.
Some sweet grubbin.
Very similar to Grubbin, I got Surskit, little water spider.
Okay.
Okay, he's
Never was a big fan of Surskit.
I think it's cute.
He makes a great noise when he comes out. I think he just goes,
Yeah.
Right?
In the anime, it's like,
yeah.
Some Pokemon say their names, some
Some don't. Yeah. Who goes?
that's Electabuzz.
Electabuzz. yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Metacham.
You got Metachan again?
Yeah. Go away.
We got a Kangaskhan on deck.
Oh, good.
Great.
Good. I've got Exadrill. That's a
Okay.
good one.
That's a good one.
That's a powerful Pokemon.
Really quick before we move on, can everyone give me your best Arbok from the anime?
Oh, what is That's right. That's right. It does that crazy thing. I'd have to listen to it again.
That's
It's been
okay.
a minute.
That's okay. We did it.
We got to bring that show back.
Yeah.
I was making noises. We got Whiskash, the little electric fish again.
Incredible.
Ooh. Keldeo?
Yeah. It's another one of those
He's like semi-legendary.
Yeah.
He's like a mystical.
Oh, I don't think I know this one that well.
He's just a
Yeah,
unicorn.
just, friendship is magic. We got Floatzel, the little weasel,
Oh,
water weasel.
Floatzel.
I had a Floatzel in a playthrough. Like, this is before I was like looking stuff up online. I had a playthrough. I had him and I had his evolutionary form. Or was it that, or was it Pelipper? I had like a shitty water type. Where
Yeah.
like later on in the game I was like, I
don't need this, man.
call.
Yeah.
You're not making the cut.
I think it's Pelipper.
We're trading you to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Electivire.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah, this is the one where like he evolves, and I was like, he didn't need to. I liked
Initially, I
Electivires.
liked him and the Magmar evolution, and then after a while, I went,
No,
I kind of like him, to be honest.
I liked him in Pokemon Legends Arceus when you were
Yeah.
like up on the mountain, and then he's like, and you're like, oh my god, it's the big guy. It's awesome. He's awesome.
Come on, you can do it. Say Electabuzz.
he's yodeling.
We've got a letter of encouragement.
Oh,
And that
which
letter
one?
is W, because
That's
you
awesome.
win in my book.
Cute.
Ooh, Sableye.
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 I think so. I'm so sorry.
Sableye. We're
Sableye.
gonna find out what Pokemon I've been saying wrong my whole life.
Sableye.
This is gonna be like that episode of that podcast episode of Mythical where Link is showing his dad foods. Have you ever seen this?
I have.
God, he shows his dad couscous. The word couscous. His dad goes couscous. It runs
That's awesome.
through my head.
Actually,
constantly.
it makes a lot of
Couscous.
I kind of want to say couscous now.
Couscous makes more sense than looking at that and going couscous.
His dad like looks at it and just goes couscous.
Couscous. That's great.
Yeah.
This should be our big hit here. If
Okay,
we
here we
have
go.
one, like an art rare. I've got an art rare of Belly Bolts.
Billy Bowl. Don't
Whoa,
like,
that's
Sitting alone in a
gorgeous.
cave.
don't like him. Don't like
what?
Don't. Well, he's got these are my real eyeballs, and I'm like, I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I got Lytton.
Lytton, but you've got something big coming up after Lytton.
Okay.
Is the thing. Let's see. Mine is going to be Scissor.
Scissor. Scissor.
And I've got Energy.
All right. What do you think it is? How good?
It's a big one. It's going to be a really pretty EX.
Whoa! This is one of my favorites.
Feraligatr.
Feraligatr was my man in Silver.
Hell yeah.
In fact, this was back in the day in those early ones. Did you guys do the same thing I did, where you had one Pokemon that was jacked?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the rest were kind of like, yeah, you guys can maybe.
yeah,
fight
you're gonna swap out
eventually.
while I throw potions at my big boy, and then it can come back out.
Come here,
Yeah.
fodder. Like,
No,
why do
yeah,
you call me that?
Feraligatr was my LeBron, and like everybody else was also there.
And you know why he's spelled like that?
Oh yeah, there's no E or O or anything. They didn't have room.
They didn't have room,
Didn't have room.
so they just had to end it with the R. GATR.
Ahead of his time.
Ahead of his time.
And then nice psychic.
Piss chick energy.
You really like
chick energy.
Scyther Scissor, right?
I wasn't a huge. I liked Scyther.
Okay.
Scyther's cool.
Scyther, I never.
Scyther was a favorite when I was a kid, and I had 2 first edition Clefairies, which were actually worth a lot, and I didn't know that. And so when Scizor came out, I traded a Clefairy for that, and then learned afterwards they were like, "Oh, that was a terrible trade." And I tried to trade back to the older kid, and they just
He's
wouldn't
like,
let me.
"No."
He's like,
It's like, nope, you traded. Yep.
I don't like you.
Will either of you be playing the new Pokemon Legends game?
Absolutely.
Probably. I never beat Arceus, but I will probably play it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I never got to the actual Arceus himself in that game because you had to there's a lot to do to get
Yeah.
to him.
Interesting.
I will be playing it, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
Because Legends the first one was so good.
It really was.
It was so good. I'm worried it's not going to be. It's going to be the sophomore slump. Maybe.
We'll see.
I'm curious to see how they adjust because 9 times out of 10 they hit the nail on the head.
Absolutely.
And even with Arceus being a huge departure from the series, I was like, okay, let's see how this is. And then it ended up being like one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure they know what they're doing.
I'm excited to do the live battle. That's going to be the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird because you're like walking behind your Pokemon because it's like you're not playing your Pokemon, you're playing your trainer. And
Right.
so you're like going like, do the thing, and then he goes, okay. and you're like, oh,
Shit.
Do a shit.
Take a shit.
All right.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mentioned this earlier.
Gyms.
I want to get into. Okay, first let's go through us 3.
Okay.
What type of gym do you think you would run?
I've always had this answer in my pocket. I love every type of like ghost with maybe a little bit of fairy in there, like
Yeah.
very spooky. But at the very end, it has to have a big sweet Chansey that's just like, "How you doing? Did you like the haunted house?
That's
You feeling
fun.
okay?" And she gives you like a cookie and a hug and like, "Okay, well you guys come back. You can try again. That's okay." Just
Okay.
big Chansey with hugs.
Big.
I
Chansey.
like that.
Nice.
So you'd have like sweet ghosts.
I would have like a Mimikyu. I would have like the Chandelure line. I would find a way to sneak in some like Bellossom. If we're not talking about like winning and being the most powerful, I just want the
This
vibe
is
of
just
like,
what your vibe.
I can see your gym being like a campy haunted house.
yeah.
As opposed to like a true like ghost, like Sabrina being like, I bent your neck backwards.
Yeah, like-
it'd be more like,
Right.
doing,
Yeah.
and
Happy
it'd be like,
Halloween,
Happy
and then
Halloween.
Chansey gives you a big
Yes.
ol' hug.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Tommy.
I definitely would be a normal type just from the guys that I like.
Oh, okay.
I think normal's fun because it's like, I don't know, you're none of them. You're
See, that's-
we can't really put you anywhere, you're normal.
Is Porygon normal type?
He sure is.
Yeah.
And he has Tri-Attack, which is 3 elements at once, and it's a bad move.
I think would you not have like kind of you'd have the human made gym.
I would- yeah,
right?
it would-
like
yeah, I
Porygon
absolutely-
Ditto, like all these things. Like you have
Absolutely.
the like weird like
And have a Mewtwo as well. Yeah.
I want your
made
gym to
these.
just be like your apartment. Like you walk in, you're like, hey, come in. Like it's just,
Come in, guys.
yeah. I'll be right there.
No, this is a really trendy place. I hear it's really great.
It's really great.
This
It's
place
really
is
great.
really cool. I actually don't know for myself.
I would see you as fighting is in there somehow, just because fighting isn't necessarily always fighting. You've got the like
Right.
Machoke and the Halucha. Like sometimes it's like we're busy getting shredded and staying healthy.
I
but
think
like,
that's what it
let's
would
show
be.
you the fitness
like
power. Like,
Machoke gym.
yeah.
Okay. Like
And
just a weightlifting gym.
And unfortunately, again, like Metacham, who we hate, is like more of like a mind and body and soul. It's a fighting psychic, I
She's
think.
yoga.
Right. And so I feel like since, I think that
Yeah.
would probably fit you.
Or mine would be a library.
Oh, that's a
but-
great idea.
But maybe it'd be a library gym. So
There's no
maybe-
book Pokemon yet, or is there?
There's not really.
Specifically a book.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I guess I'd go for that, but I'm open to other suggestions. I'm not really sure, but I definitely lean. I think I would lean towards like fighting or like maybe like rock.
Oh,
Or
I could see rock as well.
Rock could also work, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
What about court? I'm thinking water or dark.
Oh, see, that's interesting. I was thinking electric.
Oh, I could see electric too.
I would see Court doing really well with like the elegant fire ones. Like I could see Court having like a Rapidash, a Flareon, a Ninetales, like the very
yeah.
elegant fire.
Yeah.
Court could also be the kind of like the Gemini of it all, like the complete opposites. It could be dark and fairy. You know, it could be
That
like
would be
completely
awesome.
like light and dark, like just completely like back and forth.
That would be
Yeah.
so cool.
kind of vibes. I could
Like
see.
a Mawile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There could be that. Like I could see like throwing out like a really sweet fairy type, and then I see it as a lot of divas going out there.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
like
Yes.
elegant, almost like pop star. Like I could see it being like a big music venue
Nice.
type of vibe.
Like that sexy bunny.
Yeah.
I
You know,
for whatever
Like the
rea-
bunny that's hot.
Yeah, we know that one.
Yeah.
I have a Pokemon name for that in my brain that have always. I don't know where it came from. I know it's Lopunny, but in my brain I was like, oh, that's Bunbabulous.
Bun
Like-
Well, she is.
Fabulous.
Bunbabulous.
she is Bunbabulous.
And now
That's
it's-
crazy.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Okay, let's move on to Arasha. I feel like Arasha is dark type. Like that's like the lying and deceit kind of like whatever. There's also, but there's I don't know. There's also, I don't know.
I feel Arasha would be, for that reason, skew more toward like psychic than dark, because it's more like mind games more than like I'm evil, lying, and hurting.
I
Like,
also feel like it would be a psychic situation.
Interesting. See, I saw psychic for Amanda.
no.
No.
That's good.
I can see her being like a water type since she's so like, flu,
Yeah.
and she would have like a whale
See
mer.
that.
I could see Amanda. This is it's just.
And
I
she's
could
like,
weirdly
"Get
see
out
her
of my
being
way,
like
kid."
ground. Like she's just very grounded.
That's true.
And she has like
She could be combo water ground.
Amanda could also be grass type with like flowers and
Hoit
just like
grass.
like flowers and like I don't know, like it's a wine vineyard.
yeah.
Yeah, she'd have that olive Pokemon.
Yes.
I also forgot to mention I love Applin, the Applin line,
Oh, yeah,
where it's
yeah.
the apple dragons. I got a little bag
Those are
that's
good.
an Applin.
Cute.
I think Chance, hear me out. I think Chance would be dragon.
Ooh,
I
I
agree.
totally forgot about
I
dragon.
agree.
Yes,
I
he's
agree.
dragon.
Okay, because
He'd
I
be
think
dragon.
Chance is like the
Yeah,
type of
he's
person
dragon.
that like when it comes to video games, he's not messing around.
Yeah.
So just be like,
Yeah.
I'd be dragon. I'd like destroy everyone, and I'm like, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd have like 3 Dragonite or a better dragon Pokemon. But like,
Yeah.
what, you know how it's like a gym leader will just be like, I actually have 3 of the same one.
Yeah.
Like F you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he'd have that.
Yes. That one fits perfectly. Let's see, Angela.
Wait a minute. Would Arasha be poison type instead of psychic?
Ooh.
Wait, that rocks.
Poison is
Yeah.
good. Poison
I think that
is
works.
good.
I think that works.
in like
Angela-
a cool way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
In a
any
cool
sort
way.
of like insinuating that she tries to poison people.
No, not yet.
Not yet. She will.
Watch Bit City in January.
I think Angela would be electric.
I think so too.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the energy of it all.
Because she's got that like
Okay.
staccato kind of
She would have
Energy.
the loud Pokemon.
Loudred.
Loudred.
Just explode.
Explode.
Yeah, just yelling Pokemon. Thumbnail face.
But it would be
Pokemon.
like this bright electric stage. You know, it'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, who's ready for
For
the
sure.
performance? And then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. Okay, we have Trevor.
Trevor.
water.
See, Trevor, I could see like an ice. I could see fire. complete opposites, I know, but I
Yeah.
see those types of vibes. Maybe fire. I'd go with fire with Trevor.
He's also kind of given me normal type
Ooh,
too.
he's also it would be a bakery. Hear me out. A bakery. So you get some fire.
You gotta
You
have
get those
fire.
dogs that are made
Ooh.
of bread. I think they're normal type.
Oh yeah,
though.
Fido and
Yeah.
I think he would just be like, it'd be like baking and cooking themed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever elements.
Yeah,
come with
Pokemon,
that.
let's break up what we're doing with the types. Let's just
really
do
want-
themes.
I
That's
want
really
themes.
fun.
I love
They
that.
have enough
Yeah.
Pokemon to do that.
Absolutely.
And then it makes you have to prep differently. So
Absolutely.
you're like, what am I going to face?
right?
yeah, that's
It
true.
is probably one of my biggest criticisms.
And then Olivia.
Bug. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, actually though?
She hates
I
butterflies.
think she hates him.
But Olivia, I have no idea. It'd probably be everything. Olivia would only send out dittos.
Would Angela
That's
be
true.
bug type? Actually, okay.
Angela could be bug type. No, it'd be funny if Angela's whole thing is she doesn't know anything that she's throwing out. She doesn't recognize.
She's like, I don't know.
As some kind of bird. Olivia would be psychic, but it would be things like Psyduck. It would be things
so
like the
right.
kind
Oh,
of
the
like
cutie
confusion.
oddies? Yes.
Yeah, you're
The
very
cutie
right.
oddities, that's
you're very
totally
right.
it.
Who are we forgetting? Keith
Keith and-
and Noah. Ooh, see, Noah's a big Pokemon head too.
Is he?
He is.
I had no idea.
I think Noah might be grass.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know
No,
why.
I don't know why.
I just feel he's very connected to the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
I
I think
can see
that's. I think
that.
that's good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think. Ooh, can I pitch something weird?
Yes.
Keith would be Steel. Because I could
like
see him
it.
just being so sleek and having like the shiniest like outfit, like Michael Jackson
like
style.
Steel.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
I
awesome.
like that for
I
him.
love that.
I like that for him.
I feel like Ian and Anthony would be a duo, and they would make you do duo battles, like a
Yeah.
duo gym where it's just like the two of them. You know.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, Anthony would just throw out the painting Pokemon.
Yeah,
Smeargle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if? Okay, hear me out. You know how in later games, like sometimes you have to fight red or blue from like the first games,
Yes.
like you are your character from the game. I think Ian and Anthony would be like a red and blue duo. So fighting them would be like early Pokemon where it's like, oh, Ian somehow has a Venusaur and a Blastoise. For whatever
Right.
reason, Anthony has like a Pidgeotto and a Charizard. Like I think they would be
They would just be
player
like
character.
Gen 1 full evolved,
Yeah.
huge
Interesting.
power.
ready
yeah.
to you up.
I
like
that.
Alakazam.
Okay, Spencer. Ooh, Spencer.
I can see
so
Spencer
ready.
doing bug type too.
Spencer wouldn't be bug type to me. He's kind of like, it's very similar to you, where it's almost like more like, what are the analog
is he?
Pokemon? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what are
yeah.
the like kind of technology Pokemon? Or he would just
Rotom?
throw out,
Yeah.
throw out the Pokemon that are just kind of like, hear me out. I don't mean this as an insult, but he would send out Snorlax. And like just kind of like
Oh,
Pokemon,
like big like sleepy guys.
Pokemon that are just like, what's up,
What's
dude?
up, guy?
I'm
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Yeah.
The giant gorilla that's kind of just like, I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
loafing around.
Hey, dude.
Slacking.
Yeah, just like
Slacking.
he'd just be like, hey, what's going on, dude?
Horrible guy to play with slacking.
Chill Pokemon.
Yeah. I can
So
see
maybe
that.
he's ice because just like chill.
Oh,
I
that's
like
fun.
that. I think that would actually be really cool. I could also see him being Steel with like, if could you just imagine Chill Spencer like riding on a Steelix, like, hey guys,
Pretty cool.
Like,
Hey.
But no,
Pretty cool.
I think Ice works for him really well.
Okay,
Nice.
Yeah.
Should we
got
open
it.
this final pack?
let's do it.
Okay.
Let's open it
What?
and then we'll.
Can you open it and show me how I'm supposed to do it?
Yeah, I mean these have been kind of like
Can you do it?
squanched.
I think
but
we've had these for a long time. I think
ideally you're usually able to do it kind of like this. I kind of pull out here, which is not.
Damien and I did a Twitch stream once for Smosh where
That was like 4 years
4
ago.
years ago,
Yeah.
and I think these might be from then.
Well, the one that I had the messed up Suicune from Scarlet Violet.
Oh, so it had to be more recent.
The like old, not real but old thing.
Okay.
Do you know about that? Like
Yeah.
the Paradox Pokemon?
No.
The end of Scarlet and Violet, it's like, oh, actually, these Pokemon are coming from a different timeline.
Oh.
And they were like weird ass. So it's like Suicune, but it's like a weird dragon animal.
They're
thing.
either like kind of dinosaur-esque for oldie times, or they're like, I am made out of metal now. I
And
am a
they just
champ.
made
Like,
robot ones.
Okay.
Got Tranquil,
Nice.
Mr. Mime.
Okay.
We have Raichu, Sleepy Raichu.
Let me see.
Oh,
There's Victini again. Like I said, a weird like fire psychic. Oh,
Yeah.
yet another
Another
Jirachi. No
Mew
one really.
guy.
Delmise,
Hey, you got it. The Algae Man.
Algae Man,
Okay.
Dead Kid. Cinccino.
I said Genie.
Cinccino.
That's great.
Future Booster Energy Capsule.
Okay.
Future Booster.
A second for Alligator.
Love it.
Wow. But not was yours holographic?
I think so.
It's
yeah.
reverse hollow, yeah.
Oh, reverse
Yeah, reverse
hollow.
hollow.
Yeah.
And this
And
one's
then-
plain.
Reuniclus.
Oh, so we got the
The
evolution.
triple boy for Tommy. And then finally, Salvatore!
Okay, we got a
Wow.
guy.
It's an art rare trainer. It's probably
Okay.
not worth anything.
Okay, so what's better here? Because the one Shayne pulled, he's got the holographic behind the for alligator, and the one that Damien just pulled, the whole card is holographic, but the art is not. What is more better? This
Shane's
one?
is generally better, I think.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah.
Here's my argument. Only one of us opened up a pack where we were like, oh, holy shit, this is one of my favorites. And that was Shayne.
Nice.
Got for alligator.
Also, you got the full evolution of the
that's
little
yours.
gooby guy.
Go for it.
Yeah, dude.
And I got
Gooby
Salvatore.
guy.
He's my
Look,
best friend.
ultimately, guys, we had a good time.
That's right. A good
And
time.
that's all that
everybody.
matters.
That's right,
And
everybody.
thank you to Pokemon for giving Ian and Anthony something to do back in the day. And,
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
appreciate that. Giving us
Giving us
this. Thanks to
this.
Pokemon for all this.
Thank
And if
God.
anyone knows where I can find a Beta Chansey or a, the Pokemon Snap Chansey card that is not $30,000, you let me know.
Hey, man, do that.
You got it.
Thanks.
Tommy, thank you for joining us.
This was a
today.
blast. I could
was so
talk
much
about
fun.
this. There's so much more, too.
We just really this was a conversation we started to have before we started recording.
And then we were like, wait,
we had to stop
wait,
ourselves. This was what we were gonna say if the cameras were off.
That's right.
Yep. Pretty crazy.
Ray Quasi.
Oh, boy. There we go.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Let us know in the comments what types of gyms you think we would actually run.
Yeah, like for real, do that.
I'm really curious.
I wanna know.
Put down the list. Give us all our elements. Hey, well, anything's game.
That's right.
All right, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Tommy
I love
loves
you.
you.
I love
Tommy
you.
loves
I love you.
you.
Goodbye.
Happy birthday.